The dual-purpose birds, dual-purpose, came from layers, they came from broilers and indigenous, which we call local birds. All those form dual-purpose. So this is the genes of the layers were combined with the genes of the broilers and then combined with the genes of indigenous birds, meaning the birds can stand on their own, they can struggle using the gene from these indigenous birds. They can look for food themselves. They can have a lot of meat, up to almost 5 kilograms. That means they came from the broilers meant for meat. They can lay for you an egg almost every 40 hours. That means they came from the layers gene, so they are able to do everything. Now, for us here, we are saying, what if you have these dual-purpose birds? Should you sell an egg? Should you sell a day-old chick? Or should you sell 1-month-old chicks? What should you sell? In this video, I'll share with you how you can organize yourself and sell 1-month-old chicks. Stick around. Shall be right back after a short break. All right, we are here in Easter freedom, which means Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is the Easter break, the Easter season. As farmers, of course, we also have to do the Easter. We also like the Easter. And again, I cannot go to the garden in this Easter freedom. I have to teach you from here at home. I am at this Katapsfarm, that's the headquarters, located in Njero municipality, eastern part of Uganda. And here in Uganda, Africa, power of Africa. So we are looking at now, how can you make money from chicks, day-old chicks? How can you make money from 1-month-old chicks? Which one is more profitable, day-old chicks or 1-month-old chicks? Of course, in the farming, you can have eggs, you can have chicks, of course, you can have chicken meat, then you can also have sale of chicken, just you like flay, you sell the chicken, you sell the hens, you sell the birds. So you can call them hens. Then here we are looking at what kind of chicks should you sell? What chicks? Day-old chicks, we call them duck, or 1 month. This business can be done by any farmer, no matter the size, no matter the location, no matter who you are. Every farmer who is in layers has a capacity to sell an egg. Layers are these birds which lay eggs. They are called commercial layers. They are either brown or they are white, as long as they are commercial layers. So we have Issa brown, Lohman white, we have Highland brown, all that, those are layers. Then if you are into dual purpose, we have croilers, we have, of course, we have croilers, we have sasso, we have improved kienyeji, which they call improved kienyeji actually. These are the birds which were crossed from broilers meant for meat, indigenous birds meant for survival in any environment, and then layers which lay an egg. So it means the dual purpose. They came from layers, they came from broilers and indigenous, which we call local birds. All those form dual purpose. So this is the genes of the layers were combined with the genes of the broilers and then combined with the genes of indigenous birds, meaning the birds can stand on their own, they can struggle using the gene from these indigenous birds. They can look for food themselves. They can have a lot of meat, up to almost 5 kilograms. That means they came from the broilers meant for meat. They can lay for you an egg almost every 40 hours. That means they came from the layers gene, so they are able to do everything. Now, for us here, we are saying, what if you have these dual-purpose birds? What should you sell? Eggs, duck, the old chicks, or 1-month-old chicks? An egg of these birds costs about 500 shillings. I want to remind you that $1, 1 USD equals 3,800 shillings, Ugandan shillings. That means you get this money divided by 1, you get the shillings you have. So if I say each bird costs 500 shillings, it means you get 500 divided by $1. If you get this in your own currency, you get the rate of your currency, then you either divide by US dollar or multiply by US dollar, no matter wherever you are, whether you are in India, that is Asia, you are in Europe, you are in America, you are in South America, Africa, wherever you are, get the actual rate in your own currency. So I will be using Ugandan shillings because it's what we are doing. I'm doing these videos locally. Compute to your own currency. Now, a fertilized egg would cost up to 1,000 Ugandan shillings. However, a day-old chick, which we call duck, costs 3,000 Ugandan shillings. That's for no purpose. Then 1-month-old chick costs 10,000. Which one is more profitable? I'm going to compute this with you from scratch. The last, I'll compute this for you now. A day-old chick, which costs 3,000. How do we derive to this money? We know that an egg is 500 or 1,000 because it is fertilized egg, 1,000 shillings. Then we have money for electricity, for brooding, electricity that goes into these eggs. Then we have money for labor, maybe. Then we have money for vaccine of the first day vaccine, which is Marek's disease. We are going to compute against 600 chicks or 600 eggs. A farmer who has 600 eggs wants to make them into chicks and sell the day-old chicks or sell the 1-month-old chicks. Now, we are saying that our 600 birds, our 600 eggs, each egg brought about a chick, another 600 chicks. So we say times 600 chicks, which brings us to 1,800,000. Remember, I did the PEM end. That is physics, economics, mathematics, and entrepreneurship. So these calculations are easy for me in the head. They're off head. If these 600 birds can give us 2.8 million at the end of just 28 days, they are just hatched. How much would have eggs given us? Eggs would have given us 1,000 times 600 eggs. That brings us 600,000. You see this? You see the difference? Now, we are saying 600,000 is for fertilized eggs. We want to look at how much would a chick at the end of 1 month give us. A chick, we are saying it is at 10,000. 1-month-old chicks. If you have been in Uganda buying these chicks, you know very well that a chick costs 10,000. That means times 600 chicks. Of course, we shall put in, as I calculate with you, shall put in all the necessary deductions, because we cannot say that these things can go up to 600 birds altogether. Some of them will die, of course. So we are saying that you are going to get 6 million in 1 month. How do we derive at this? How do we arrive at this? Using the same page here, we know that raising a chick, you have seen me Katapsfarm trying to show you how to raise chicks for 1 month. Brooding, we have to brood. With brooding, you may need, of course, you need the heat source. Maybe it could be charcoal. You need electricity for lighting, which can also act as a source of heat. We need the vitamins. Then we also need, what do we need here? We need vaccines. We need feeds. We want to derive our calculation to 6 million. Remember, the eggs gave us 600,000. The old chicks gave us 1.8 million. My main aim is to show that you can sell 1 month old chicks and you become rich. So the feeds, here it is tricky. We as farmers with experience of 8 years, I know that 600 birds, that is chicks, for 1 month will eat 300 kilograms of feed. That includes pre-starter, includes starter, and then we are good to go. You sell off your birds. So 300 kilograms, how much would they cost? Today in Uganda, 1 bag of 50 kilograms costs us 150,000. That means you get 50 kilograms, which is at 150 times 6, because remember, 600 divided by 50, you get 6 bags. How much is this? Will give us 900,000. To get our day-old chicks to maturity, you need vaccines, which include Marex. Marex for 600 birds will cost you 150,000. Okay, 100,000 in Ugandan shillings. I still remind you that 1 USD equals 3,800 Ugandan shillings. Now, Marek's disease. That is for day 1. Day 2, okay, day 7, we will give Newcastle, which is NCD, Newcastle. And that is, if you go into our normal currencies and our normal medicine rates for chickens, it's about 15,000 Ugandan shillings. We can do this at day 5 or day 7. Then we have day 14. We shall do Gumboro. Usually this is about 18,000 shillings. Then we have day 21. That's at 3 weeks. Day 21 at 3 weeks. At 3 weeks, you also you repeat Gumboro. But here you can also do infectious bronchitis. That is IB, and all of that costs 18,000. Day 28, we shall do NCD plain, Newcastle NCD plain. That's what we call Newcastle Asota. This one has a bottle that has a yellow cover on top. So this one, when you are doing Newcastle, you put it in the mouth, the same as Gumboro, the same as, of course, the first day. All these are diseases which are viral that you must put in the mouth when you're vaccinating. And that is costs about 15,000 too. Then, these are 4 weeks. Remember, we are selling our birds at this time. If I calculate how much we'll put in for the vaccines, this is 100,000, 115,000, 38, 36, plus 36. That is 166,000 for the vaccines. Remember, we said the feeds are at 900,000. So, in simple terms, we shall say brooding will cost us charcoal electricity about 200,000. Vaccines will cost us 166,000. Now, we have the brooding, we have the vaccines, we have the feeds at 900,000. You have not to forget that the eggs which you used also were worth some money. And we said that eggs, each one costs 1,000. That means there were 600 eggs, giving us 600,000 shillings. If we compute this, this is our expenditure before deriving our price of 10,000 per 1 month chick. Let me use this calculator. 100,000 plus 166,000 plus 900,000 plus 600,000. That gives me 1,326,000. If I compute this with the US dollar, that is divided by 300, 800, it gives me $348.9, and that is roughly 349 US dollars. Okay, let's say that I am a farmer. As a farmer, I'm doing poultry farming, and I do dual purpose, meaning dual purpose birds. They are giving me the 600 of them are giving me 600 eggs. 600 eggs. Then I expect maybe 30% loss. That is 30%. I expect that maybe 30% of 600 birds is about 180 eggs. So I'm able to collect 420 chicks ready for sale. That is 420 or 1 month old. 1 month old. So if I'm to calculate and say 420 times 10,000, that is 4.2 million Ugandan shillings. Remember, our total expenditure was 1,326,000. So if you subtract a farmer who sells these eggs at 600,000 and a farmer who sells chicks 1 day old at 1,800,000 is different from a farmer who sells his chicks at 1 month at 1,326,000. Because a farmer who sells all this is different from a farmer who sells chicks at 1 month at 4,200,000. Because we will show the expenditure is 1,326,000 for a farmer who raises these chicks at 1 month. What is the profit? We calculate it. We get 4 million.2 subtract 1,326, and that is 2,874,000. That is profit. We are saying at 2,874,000, and if we convert into US dollars, you divide by 3,800. That means it is 2,874 divided by 3,800. That is 756 US dollars, and that is the profit in 1 month. That is clear. With the profit margin of this, you can do farming, and someone who sells an egg, someone who sells 1 month old chick, someone who sells 1 day old chick, you are very different from them. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen that you can do business in any way, and you have seen that chicken or poultry farming is not a business that is written on stone. You can change your life in whatever way. Sell the chicks at 1 month. Just buy them, brood them. Don't be lazy. You do what your passion says. Use your whole energy. Like in this Easter season, as I said, it is the very good season you can have your brooder. Many people don't want the chicks, so you get the chicks from the people who are selling the old chicks. You brood them. In no time, you know that in no time you see your chicks already 1 month and you sell them at a fortune. So this is Katapsfarm once again. If you're new here, please subscribe. And if you've been here, share these videos so that nobody misses the next video. Till we meet again. Bye-bye.